his family name. Speaking of names, what is a name? Well, we will not answer this question now, but one possible answer is a name is what you do not translate. You never translate a name, or do you? Unless there is a monarch, like we say in Greek, we translate, sometimes yes, sometimes no. We say o Carolus, like Prince Charles. We do not say o Prince Charles, we say o Prince Carolus, or o Baudouin του Βελγίου, o Baudouin του Βελγίου. But we say o Albertus. It's a mingled situation. But this guy in Asterix is called the leader of the Gaulish village. He's called Abrarakov 6. This is a joke. You never translate jokes, so if you say Abrarakov 6, nobody will understand in Greek this joke. In the Greek, standard Greek translation, this guy is called Monarchix, like the monarch. The Savandon Yergon, this translator, opt for a third option, which is Akritonikon. Akritas is, akri in Greek means edge, like the edge of something. Akritas is the person who lives at the edge, the border line man, the border guard, the guardian of the borders. Like, this is a very strong pole of identification for the Pontic people, because they perceive themselves as the Akritas, the border guards of the Eastern Roman Empire. And now, living in Macedonia, this helps them to identify, because they are the border of Greek state as well. There is one epic poem, το έπος του Διενή Ακρίτα, which is considered to be the beginnings of modern Greek literature, a poem of the 10th century to the 12th century, something like that. And there you have Vasilios Digenis Akritas, who was an Akritas, a border guard of Byzantium, as we say it now. The interesting thing about this guy, as his name shows, was that he was Digenis of two genes, of two origins. In fact, his mother was an Orthodox Christian, and his father was an Arab emir. I don't know if he was a Maronite. He was a bastard, so to say. He was a hybrid. So are the Pontians, because this is a very common name. I mean, you find dance clubs or associations of Pontic people called Iakrites του Πόντου. It's a very strong pole of identification. But apart from translations, we have also original productions of comic strips. Αστραπίκας και Βονδίκας, οι ήρωες του Πόντου. It's practically English, the heroes of Pontus. These two guys, this is an original comic strip, and it narrates the history of Αστραπίκας and Vondicas, who helped the Emperor of Nicaea to reoccupy Istanbul, Constantinople, from the Crusaders in 1261 AD. It's a very poor comic strip. The design is nice. The story is very poor, very, primitive. This guy, sort of Vondicas, Professor Herzold would be very familiar with that. He said, Πατέρα, μου το έλεγες, πάλι με χρόνια με καιρούς, πάλι δικά μας θα είναι. This is the title of Herzold's book, Ours Once Again. He said that Istanbul will be ours once again, which is an anachronism also, because, for obvious reasons. This is about maps too, you see. Αυτοκρατορία της Τραπεζούντος, the empire of Trebizond. This, what's very interesting is this ambivalence here too, because notably this comic strip is written in standard Greek. I mean, these Pontic heroes speak standard Greek, unless they sing. When they sing, exactly like they do here in Macedonia, I mean, the Pontian people speak modern Greek, unless they perform their dances and their songs. Then the songs are original, or sometimes they write new songs trying to imitate the dialect. So these people say Lakanosarmades μου μυρίζουν and everything, like they speak standard Greek, and then they dance. And the song says, «Αδάσον κόσμο να αγαπώ είναι Θεόν και σένα, αν θέτς δέβαση να ανοιχτήν και αρώτα και τεμένα», which is in the dialect. In the same page, they skip from one code to another. So this book, this album, has no less than 4 introductions. But the first one is, you know, the real, the serious one, written by a guy called Apostolidis, president, etc., blah, blah. So this introduction, the first one, provides, you know, the real framework, the historical meaning of this gesture. So he says, and the empire, in practically almost racial terms, racist I could even say, that the Empire of Trebizond, a purely Greek state, amigos, an amigos ελληνικό κράτος, which means not mingled, you know, a pure blood Greek state, constitutes the healthy solution, not a morbid one, the healthy solution, given by the Greek population of the extreme area, της ακραίας περιοχής, like Akrites, you know, the Iakri, the extreme area, to the decadence of the Byzantine state. And he tries to make a point which is not very clear, it's an ambivalent language, but he very clearly opposes the Empire of Trebizond to the one of Istanbul. And they say they reminded their legitimate rights to the imperial throne, the Komnenos, the emperors of Trebizond. They had claims to Istanbul, but the emperors rejected these claims. In internet sites, I have seen a complaint that the Paleologos did not permit to the Komnenos to have the standard, the eagle with the 2 heads, which is the imperial sign of the Byzantine Empire, and he was obliged to have an eagle with only 1 head, because he was inferior, like this castration thing. They have this complaint that the Byzantines did not acknowledge our legitimate rights. And the features of the Pontic Greeks is the bravery, like virility, andria, the term means anir, andros is a man, manhood, self-sacrifice, and the borderline attitude, ακριτική αντίληψη. And in the end, he utters the critical term genocide. Indeed, from the 1990s on, there has been a movement, we should call it this way, in favor of the recognition of the Pontic genocide, allegedly committed by Kemal Atatürk in the 1920s. But what's problematic here, maybe not, I don't know, is that if there is a Pontic genocide, then genos, like digenis, the one of 2 genes, then we have 2 genes, genos in the 19th century meant ethnos. I mean nation. They used to translate nation as genos. If the genocide was Pontian, then the Pontics are a different nation than the Greeks. They do not state it clearly like that, but they say that we were the victims of a genocide. Who are these 2 genes made of? The genis? Maybe the Romans and the Greeks, I don't know. But to conclude, my general point is